Sometimes it's too. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. Awesome, good stuff, mate. Good to say we're one team. Support each other on this.
We are.
On this show.
Let's support you while you sort out your tech issues and get going.
Thanks. Just for context, 30 seconds ago, Terry said, "Are we ready to go live?" And I said, "No, not yet. I am still fixing my lighting." And then he goes live.
Oh, you weren't ready to go 30 seconds before start time?
No, because I still had 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
This is great content, isn't it?
Yeah. So usually, we talk about,
That's okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you look fine. You looked fine before.
No, I didn't. I've got because your lighting's really good. Like your lighting's nailed on. Mine's because like the lighting of the room is yellow, so I feel like I have to match the yellow light with the camera from the room to like kind of make it one sort of cohesive unit. But then again, like sometimes when I record in the day, the lighting from outside comes in and like messes it up. So like if I record during the day with a white light, I look really pale. But if I record at night with an orange light, I can look too orange. Whereas now I think it looks quite natural. So yeah, hello everyone.
Welcome to the Biased Footy Show. Hey, it is Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025. Hey, do you reckon someone in like 50 years, 60 years, maybe 100 years will randomly stumble across this stream? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, but I was also of the opinion that I think YouTube's gonna cark it at some stage.
Based on
just the evolution of tech.
But like video is always king, right?
Yeah, but I think it'd be on a different platform and through a different medium.
I don't know. There's a lot of data that's been uploaded into YouTube now. It's almost too valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can't just move everything. That's like if you're YouTube, unless YouTube make the call to start a new platform.
Probably will. I think it's too big to become unprofitable.
I think it's too big. Well, the thing is, especially with ad revenue and things like that, videos. I mean, this fan channel is a really weird one because like I don't make a lot of evergreen content. A lot of the content's only relevant for like that week, which I need to work on. But videos sit there forever. So like videos that were uploaded in 2007 that randomly get watched today, like they still earn ad revenue, and YouTube and Google, takes a cut of that as well. So I don't think it's like the more videos that are uploaded into this platform, the more profitable YouTube is. So it's like, unless people stop uploading videos here, which there's no incentive to do so, because if you're a creator who is monetized, like
short form content, short form's king.
Well, it's king for views, but to monetize it, it's not.
I think it will become a point where it's profitable.
Do you really think that TikTok's going to be able to pay what YouTube pays per view?
TikTok's 5 years old, 6 years old. Think about YouTube, formed in 2006. In 2012, there weren't many full-time creators. Being a full-time creator on YouTube only really came about, 2014, 15, 16?
About 20, no, it was a little earlier. It was like 11, 12.
Exclusively from YouTube, like ad revenue wise. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
do you know what? When
I was of the opinion that like you had partners that would pay to like they would pay you to upload videos under their branding or titles or whatever, and then that would be a revenue stream. But I think pure AdSense and like a YouTube monetization only really became a full-time job, I would say, in like the mid-2010s.
Bro, the YouTube partner program started in 2007.
Yeah, but that wasn't a full-time gig.
Like, well, yeah, for some people it was.
But it wasn't viable. It wasn't viable.
It wasn't what? Sorry?
It wasn't viable on a big scale like it is for a lot of people now.
No, of course it was. It's just a matter of who was uploading content to do it. I would say 2010, 11, 12 is when you saw the explosion of like the travel blogger and the travel vlogger. You know? Do you remember that
Yeah,
that era?
I also think gaming was big in there. Gaming, gaming YouTube was really the first thing that gave people careers.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know, anyway. Maybe I'm just in my own rabbit hole.
I think so. I think you're underestimating YouTube.
Maybe. But the point I was going to make before is like, so you know how like you have nostalgia, like what's like a TV show or an entertainment product that screams nostalgia to you?
Like a current one, or when you get
like what is your nostalgia from like an entertainment perspective?
Looney Tunes, we'll say.
Yeah. So like mine would be like, this is going to say a lot about me. I like 2013, 2012 episodes of the Footy Show. That's like my nostalgia. And like before the game, that's like an example of like my nostalgia for that. Do you reckon your videos are going to be nostalgia for some people eventually? Does that thought like creep you out a little bit? Not creep you out, but like make you think.
Yeah, I think it will be. Well, I mean, it depends when you started watching. Like if you were 16 years old at the start, you're now, oh my goodness, you're like,
well, yeah.
Well, you started watching when you were what, 16?
Yeah, 15, yeah, 16.
So you're 21 now. So there's that. Hey, you sent me the screenshot of the email, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, where did you send it?
What's up?
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get it up.
Yeah, I'll pay for time.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, what's everyone's? Yeah, I see Rocco Morrow in the 94 to 2000 Footy Show. That's like my old man sort of era of the Footy Show. We still had dial-up internet 2007. God, I'm so happy I missed that. Yeah, I feel like the Footy Show is like a big one for like nostalgia for a lot of people in like the footy. Like a lot of people that consume current footy media always look to like that prime Footy Show of like Eddie, Sam, even Trevor Marmalade and stuff like that. And then for me, it was a little bit later on. I think the front bar is still the last true footy show that's like in any sort of similar way to what it used to be. I think that's a marvelous television program. I watch it every week religiously. It's great.
I would argue that the closest thing we've had to the Footy Show is the jumper punch. Since it's gone. I think they've captured that whole, I mean, obviously in a different way, and obviously it's Carlton focused, but you know, getting the memes and getting the videos and the jokes and the gags, and I would say they've always been the closest to it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the way you kind of observe it as well.
Yeah. All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So, the year, ladies and gentlemen, is 2020. The day is Monday, and the date is the 10th of August. This was an email I received from a young man. My name is Ari Stamatakos. I'm a huge fan of the content. I think it's really taken a step forward in 2020. Thanks, mate.
Mate,
appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. But like, here's a tip, man. Like, you gotta. I say here's a tip. Like, I'm in a position to give tips. You gotta piss in some pockets, and you gotta like, you gotta blow smoke where the sun don't shine.
Wait, so that wasn't a?
No, it was a sincere comment. However, it is important in situations like that to perhaps give your 2 cents when your 2 cents is not necessarily required.
So how old are you again in 2020?
I was 16. Yeah.
16-year-old Aristotle. Really taking a step forward in 2020. Hopefully can take a few more steps forward in the coming years. I'm currently in year 11. I'm an aspiring journo/media person. I'm a huge Carlton fan. I was just wondering if you wanted to branch off the channel and Facebook page. I'm studying media and I've been practicing writing reports and articles about the footy, more specifically Carlton. I've attached an article that I wrote which highlights the recent performances of Doherty and Cripps and how their recent slump of form could be a good thing for the team in the future, written prior to the Hawthorn and Eagles game. It may not be the highest quality piece of writing, but I am still practicing and trying to get more experience in writing. Any feedback would be much appreciated. I'd be happy to volunteer to write stuff so you can put it up on the Facebook page if you're looking to go into that direction with the channel. If not, I completely understand. Obviously, being in year 11, I would need to focus on my studies for the majority of the year, but whenever I get the chance, I will write about Carlton and the sport in general. If you could let me know, that would be great. Like, honestly, to this day, the best email I've ever received. Like, ever.
That's a lot.
As in, young lad having a crack, you know, like, yeah, a little bit of a confidence, like, oh, I was really taking a step forward, but like, we'll get past that.
No, bring that up again, if you can, because I want everyone to. So that was sent at 12:15 a.m., meaning that was sent at midnight.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So that was very much, so it very much felt like when you send a text to like a girl and you're like, should I send it? Should I not? It was like a send, close your laptop, go to bed, and just wait.
So it was like a "what are you doing?" midnight text.
Yeah, but like in the professional sense.
Yeah. No, listen, I think it's great. I think it's great. I think more 16-year-olds should have that that attitude. How long were you thinking about writing that before, like sending that before you sent it?
Oh, ages. I reckon I had to draft it for weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and just held. Yeah, I think I told you this. I just held off, and I was like, "Oh, fuck it."
Did I reply straight away?
Yeah, you would have. Or like by straight, like within a reasonable time. To give context as to where Carl were in that time, we had just lost to West Coast at Optus.
At the SDG?
At Optus. It was the year before. It was the game where Zach Fisher made his return and kicked 4 goals, playing in the forward pocket.
I remember that. It was a little bit wet. Tom DeConing had a little bit of a spurt against Nick Nat that game. He sort of took it to him a little bit.
Yeah, 12. He had 12 hitouts for the game. Yeah, we led by 13 points at halftime, kicked the first goal of the game to lead by 19. And then West Coast would then go on to kick the next 5 goals of the quarter before kicking 3 goals to 1 in the last quarter to win the game, which put us 4-6 in season 2020. And then we go on to win our next 2 games in a row, one against Freo, one against the Suns. So, yeah.
There you go. There you go. Well, you know what I felt this week with Carlton fans?
What?
It's the sad part. I felt the exhaustion and the it's really getting to people, and people are very slowly, and I mean like 1, 2, or 3 people starting to give rhetoric around, I'm done. Like, I can't keep doing it anymore. It's the ups and the downs. Like, it just can't. It's so sad.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I obviously flew up to the great city of Sydney for the game, and on the flight back, I did look out the window and I thought, it's never going to happen, is it? What's the point?
Yeah.
And I think that was a moment of vulnerability, I think, considering I was very tired. It was very early in the morning, but I do sympathise with people who are slowly leaning towards that, because it's fucked, mate.
Yeah, I had an email from a guy this week. It's like, look, I need to step away. He's like, I need to step away for my mental health. He's like, I just can't keep doing the ups and the downs and the predictability of the inevitability of the inconsistency. And I'm like, fair enough, mate. Like, fair. But like, yeah, Jay, I get it. Like, people have been saying I'm done. But like, I'm seeing people really tune out. Like, honestly tune out.
I think it always, yeah. It's yeah. I mean, it's never as good as what it seems, and it's never as bad as what it seems. However, I reckon now we can objectively look at it and understand that perspective, because when we were terrible, and we knew we were terrible. Like that's what it is. When you're terrible and you know you're going to be terrible, it's far easier to stomach. It's far easier to accept because it's like it's a cycle. You can't be the best all the time. Fair enough, fine. But when it's the period where you're meant to be good and you're still not good, that's the time where emotions peak and and I wouldn't say I was going to say irrationality comes to the fore, but I think it's rational. I think it's fair that people are looking at it like I've let 22 blokes dictate my mood for however long, and for the last 4 years, it's never been as up and down as what it is now. Because it's either been really good if you were like in the 80s and the 90s, like very early 2000s, it's been always good. And then from like 03 to 2021, for the most part, it's been either really bad and then that 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, good. And then 14 to 21, bad. So at least it's been up and then down. Whereas now it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I can totally understand how it's just so emotionally draining.
Having said all of that, if the end of 2025 ends up with a 7-game stretch to end the season of like 7 in a row, no, I mean, and I'm not doing this to be stupid, but like if this is part of the learning and peaking at the right time, and the start of the season was inconsistent, but then it was back and forth, win, loss, win 2 in a row, lose 1, lose 2, and then you finish strongly and you charge into finals and you make a deep run. Winning it's a miracle, but like deep run, do you think we'll look back and say, yeah, it made sense? Or do you think no matter what happens this season, if we don't win the flag, everyone's always going to say, we fucked it because we lost to Richmond and we lost to Sydney and we lost to the Dogs, and you know what I mean?
It's an interesting thought experiment, I guess. You don't really know until it happens because because so much can change and contextually so much can change. I think when you look back at 2023, and I really don't like reminiscing on that too much because it's a very different team. Like maybe not very different, but it's a different team in majority of areas than what it was back then. But are we in a better or worse position than what we were at the ebb in that year? Who knows? Maybe positionally, like on the metrics wise, we're probably better, but how we're performing, I guess it's up for debate. So I guess depending on how it ends, I think it's very harsh. I think it's very harsh for any supporter of any team to not be happy with their team if they don't win the grand final, because it's so hard to win it as long as you give yourself the best chance. So that's always been my expectation, in the sense of when Carlton are at their best, when any team is at the best possible they can be, it's giving themselves the best chance of winning it. And to me, that is almost a prerequisite home preliminary final.
Yeah,
because if you're in a home prelim, you've got 1 foot there. Yeah.
Interesting times ahead, Ari. Interesting times ahead. We'll touch on the Blues a little bit more, but in this show, we're going to go through. Well, firstly, I don't know if I want to do this, but I think I have to. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you all the tipping competition. As you can see, I tipped 3 for the red, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's horrendous, man.
Horrendous, man. Like, honestly. What happens if I click here?
To be fair, I only tipped 5, so I can't really sit here and poke fun too much. But at least it wasn't 3. I see that quickly in the comment. Petra, Lions showed in 2024 that you can win a flag from 5th. I totally agree. However, we did bless the Lions with a bye in the first round of finals, which I think did help them.
Yeah. Now, as you can see, I was sitting at 197th, and I want to draw your attention to this account here, 1995, who you tipped 5 on the weekend. Healthy margin. Very healthy margin. 55 total tips to my...
Wait, who's that?
You, 1995. That's you, no?
Is it?
Yeah, that's your username, isn't it?
Oh, it is. When did I do that? I'm such a nuff. Yeah, that is me. Yeah, nice.
Okay.
I'm such a nuff. Jesus.
Okay. Well, there you go. How do I go to the ladder? I want to go like to number one. Okay. So as you can see here, ESPN Footy Tips user
Well,
is now. We can't have this person winning.
he owns the website. That's bullshit.
Is it?
No, well, probably not.
What is this? Is this someone that's
It's Mr. ESPN.
nah?
Yeah.
No way.
No, obviously it's not.
Don't know who this person is, but they're now winning. Methodical Flamethrower second, Locke Mitchell third, the Mighty Turnips fourth, Liv Morrow down to fifth, Deb Sharples sixth, Ciccio Pasticcio seventh, Josh Mad Blues eighth, Princess Cahill ninth, and Navy Blue Spirit 10th, with your man, Big Joshy Bootsma, coming in at 12th.
Why is he my man?
I feel like you'd enjoy that username.
I think that's funny.
Yeah. I don't know who this is. I do not think this is. This has to be someone who hasn't filled in their username, right? Like that's what has to have happened.
Nah, it's probably because if they don't fill in their username, it's probably like a user 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I think it's a funny username.
Well, this person also does the NRL tipping. I can see. So I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully they don't win.
Yeah. I like this comment from Joe. When is the AFL 26 stream, Terry?
I don't know if I want to do it.
Bring back the days, the COVID days.
Oh, this is cool. You can put. Okay, I might use this for the team show. You can put comments up on screen like that. Interesting. I got to stop dodging it. I do. Okay, can I be honest with what's happening with that? I'm really mindful of going back into video games.
Why?
Because like I've stopped playing video games.
Same. For the most part, same, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like productivity-wise, that kind of thing. But I guess at the end of the day, if I'm going to play video games, at least I could stream it. So it could be productive because it's good for the channel and I can go live and do all these things and like, great. But it's like, do I really want to bring video games back into my life?
I mean, it's obviously different when obviously it's work related. I also think that can be a good medium to switch off. I genuinely think that. But like, I guess it won't be switching off if you're streaming it because you'll be on. You'll have to be on. But I've stopped playing video games on a whole as well.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I know, as you say, like you miss the rage days. Like, yeah, great, but I know what I'm like, and I know I'm competitive. And when like that competitive juice, when it comes out, like I'm competitive no matter what. So when I'm in that arena, I'm going to do things and say things which are a little bit silly, which I guess is entertaining.
I can just imagine you on the NBA kind of. Was it my park where you played pickup?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine you over the headset, just going.
So there's a guy named Corin Gillum who watches. We used to play 2K my park back in lockdown days, and he would invite me. We'd play 3-on-3. It was cool, and I would like fucking scream the house down when we were playing online. Like, just got into it. Yeah, Joe, I'm an aggressive competitor. So whatever. Will I play AFL 26? Yes, I will. I will do it. It's just, if you keep reminding me enough, maybe I'll do it.
Okay. Like
also,
opening streams. Imagine how good.
Is that worth my time? Do people really want to see that?
Look, probably not. To be honest,
you know what I mean. Like, you really want to see me opening packs of cards? Like,
well, they're not physical. It's on the game.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
You should do team code pack openings.
Well,
don't. I'm joking.
Yeah. See, Rocco, this is what I'm talking about. I've got to be starting a family, find a nice wife, nice baby mama. That's what I'm saying. I've got to build a family, mate. I'm 34. Like, it's time.
I'll stay out of this one. I'm not sitting here giving you relationship advice.
You are definitely. I mean, you ain't definitely.
Let alone on a public platform.
Oh dear. No, just one baby mama. I want a nice, healthy family. I came from a healthy family, but a little bit of a broken home at the start. I want a nice family. Anyway, we're getting too far into the things that don't need to be spoken about. A couple of kids. All right. So I digress. Let's talk about the football.
You're doing like an army of like little yous running around. That's what I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of just like mini terriers, just like dominating the world. That's what you'd want.
Oh, my kids are gonna cringe so much at my old videos. Ugh.
Yeah, they'll be gone by the time they're like 15 anyway. It's fine.
Cringe. But they just need to know that I was doing it for their future.
Yeah, when you're a multi-trillionaire, yeah, it's fine. It'll work out.
Yeah, multi-trillionaire. If I'm talking about Carlton, yeah, right.
Yeah. You're already halfway there.
Yeah. Ari, let's talk about some football, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's been half an hour. God, we've digressed heaps here.
The fodder is real tonight.
Very much so.
Hey, we've been waiting to talk about this match for a long time.
Yeah, no, Let's go. Let's just go straight in.
This is Thursday night GMHBA, the Bulldogs and the Cats, both in form-ish, both respectable in the competition. It's going to be billed as the Baslenka. Like, yeah, that's great theatre, but is that really what this is about? I think this is about two really good teams.
No, it's all about Baz.
It's all about Baz?
It's all about Baz. It's all set up for he didn't train, or he did train, depending on who you believe. If you're sitting here and believing Chris Scott, he did train, just no one saw it. And if you're believing everyone else, he didn't train. I assume he'd play. I think it'd be a major disappointment if he didn't. It's all about Baz. This match is set up because it's not like it's a player who's like who made the switch and then like has kind of gone under the radar. Like it's like the Western Bulldogs Carlton game wasn't billed as like the Matt Kennedy game. Like no one really cared. But because Baz is what he is and what he's done, and obviously the comments about Ballarat and Bont chirping back at him, you need theatre in the game. You need a bit of pantomime. You need a bit of substance. We had it not too long ago with the Hawthorn Port stuff, and that game turned out to be a headline grabber in a way that we didn't expect it to be. Hopefully, we can be a witness to a thriller on Thursday night that hopefully has plenty of talking points coming out of it.
Is it unfair to say that the Dogs will be ruining the fact that Bailey didn't play the role that he's playing now at the Dogs? Or is it just circumstantial that he was too young to play in that role that he's playing for Geelong now? Because, like you start your career with him, you put him on the wing, and then you integrate him slowly into the role he plays now for Geelong. Like, he is on Brownlow watch, man.
Yeah, he's a star. He's a star. I think it's very similar. It's actually quite similar to the Matt Kennedy, George Hewitt conundrum at Carlton. The Dogs have a fantastic midfield. Like their midfield is humming along nicely, and that's even without Treloar. So you got that Bont, Libba, Richards, Fraser, Kennedy, Sanders. These guys, just the dynamic and the mix that they've got works. Add Treloar into that mix, and I can only imagine it getting better. So I think it's like, if the Dogs weren't going well and their midfield was struggling, then yeah. But they've lost McRae and Smith, and their midfield's arguably gotten better. I think they're the best performing midfield in the comp when you look at kind of scoring metrics. If they're not the best, they'd be up there. So I don't know. I mean, if you were a Bulldog supporter, how would you feel about it? Like purely from an on-field perspective, because the external we can talk about ad nauseum, but from a purely on-field perspective, how would you feel about it?
You'd be stoked.
From a Dog's perspective.
From a Dog's perspective. I mean, I think you'd be stoked that I think you'd be okay. So when it all went down, I think most people were judging them as if they'd made the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
But when you now see what's happened because of it, I think, and I think a lot of Dog supporters might have been in the camp of sack the coach and bought into the narrative, which most supporters of teams do.
Mm.
But now, like, they're talking about extending him. I mean, genuinely, it came up. He mentioned it on a show recently, Bevo. So sometimes your club just knows better than you.
Shock. Yeah. I think it's fair. I think it's been a win-win for both parties. Because, like, the pantomime aside, he's the star of the comp, and you want to see him playing well, and you want to see him in a healthy space. And he clearly looks to be in that, playing very well. Seems to be happy. Seems to be showing off his flair, his exuberance. So that's good for the competition. It's good for the game. Good for the league. And the Dogs are performing well, so that's good for them. It's a win-win across both parties. It's set up a really enthralling encounter on Thursday night between two teams who are also good. So it's not just a Bailey watch. It's two genuinely good teams who are in pretty decent form. This is how good's footy. How good's footy when it's good?
Well, footy is good, man. This is what I've been trying to tell people. Footy is good. We focus too much on a couple of instances per game to dictate an entire narrative that the game's fucked. The game's peaking, man.
Yeah,
it's absolutely thriving at the moment.
This is like one of a couple of games over the weekend, which is like, okay, this is like, sit down and watch this sort of thing. Like, yeah, man, how good? Yeah,
mate, this is must-watch television Thursday night.
Oh, totally,
must-watch,
absolutely, yeah.
You know, so I think the Cats have beaten the Dogs at GMHBA 9 out of the last 11 times.
Yep.
And the 2 times that the Dogs beat the Cats at GMHBA were the last 2 times.
Yes. It's good. It's nice stats from you. Yeah, I did put that last stat down in the run sheet, so I'm assuming that's what
did you really?
From. Yeah.
You
don't even have it open. That's right. I only put in a solid half an hour of solid work on a Tuesday afternoon after I go to the gym for that.
Stop. I don't have it up like this because when it's like this, you can see I'm on another screen. So I look at the show and then I come back to here because I've got to look at what's happening on the comments and everything. So no, it's not in front of me like this the whole time we're talking about it because then I'm not looking at you.
Where?
So just stop.
Where?
Take your ambulance and park it.
Where?
Tipping? Who are you tipping?
The Dogs. I really like them. I'm really impressed by them. Super impressed by the way that they've gone about it with no forward line. I mean, Waitman out for the year. You'd think Sam Darcy, who's making a miraculous recovery, but has still been out for a substantial portion of the season. And obviously Jemima, we know what's happening with him. I think you've seen the emergence of Riley West. His poor Archie Roberts probably shouldn't play a game of AFL football again. Too small. That was good. I'm assuming you saw that on Saturday night.
Very good. I'm going to tip the Cats. You know why?
Why?
Because Brian Myers is back playing football.
Your boy's out?
Who?
Danger.
Mitch Duncan's 300th game.
Yep.
Yeah, just like another fun fact about the game.
Oh, yeah, that's God, Mitch Duncan. Hello.
No, it's a great career. Like, just, paying some respect to a great career. He's been a great player. He's
been a good footballer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, great.
He's been a 7.5 out of 10 footballer for 11 years, which is very, very commendable.
You're commendable. Right. He's not a great player. He's a very good player.
And he's been that for a long period of time as well, which is very impressive. So good on him.
I feel like if you play 300 games, you're pretty great.
Jack Nunes played 200 games.
He was but you can be a solid player.
No, he didn't. Did he play 100 or 200?
Played 200.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, okay. So Jack Newnes played 200 games. So let's just settle down on the.
Yeah, but you can be a solid player that plays 200. You can't be a solid player that plays 300. Although, you can. Simo was a solid player.
Simo was. Who's better, Cade Simpson or Mitch Duncan?
Mitch Duncan.
You reckon?
Yeah, man.
I think Simo was a victim of his team.
Okay, sure, but
so players that have played over 300 games. Shane Edwards has played 303. Nathan Jones played 300 games.
Okay.
Murph played 300, famously, as we know. Jared McVeigh was pretty good, to be fair to him. Corey Enright, nice champion. Just trying to. Goldie's played 333.
I think availability ultimately is your best ability.
Totally agree. I definitely totally agree.
So just want to go through Mitch Duncan, right?
Brad Johnson played 364 games.
Brad Johnson played 364 games. Yeah, okay.
Kicked 74 goals in a season. So very good footballer, but
look, he's not a great. Okay, fine. I will concede he's not a great player. He was a very, very good player.
Yeah.
2-time premiership player. He was picked 28 in the 2009 national draft. Debuted in 2010. What else is here? He had 35 possessions and 2 goals in a final. Semi-final against the Swans. 2017 semi-final against the Sydney Swans. He became the first Geelong player to record at least 35 disposals and 2 goals in a final.
That was when they absolutely spanked them early in the game, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
70% winning record throughout his career.
Yeah, crazy. Well, he was the sub in 2011, from memory.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. You're right. So, anyway.
Yeah. Who said that? Who'd be the worst 300 gamer? That's off the top of your head. Kane Corns, easy answer.
No, Kane Corns was a gun player.
Yeah, but it's the easy answer because fucking not. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Hey, I like disagreeing with Kane Corns at the best of times. Trust me, but that man could tag, and that man played with spirit.
But come on, that man could tag. Not a glistering endorsement, is it?
Well, Cameron Ling, he was a really good footballer, and his role was to tag. Brett Kirk.
Yeah,
it is a different game now. It's a different game now. It was in vogue a lot more back when they were playing.
These are very good taggers. Yeah, I agree with you.
I just think Kane Corns was a good player.
Yeah, but it's also funny. Worst 200 game player, Bolton. That's Jack Newnes. Love you, Joe, but it's
okay. All right, so you can keep throwing shade at past Carlton players.
I love Jack Newnes. It's just funny that he played 200 games.
I'm going to tip the Cats. Then we have Dreamtime at the G, 7:40 p.m. Friday night. Wow, Richmond win this 12-8 across since its inception.
Yep.
There you go.
You read it.
No Tom Lynch. He seems to get hurt just always when he starts finding himself again.
I think he's probably the most important player for Richmond, and the reason why I say that is because he has that ability. Like it's the taking away the best defender, which allows the younger players to kind of thrive on slightly worse opponents. Whereas if he's not there, then everyone gets pushed up one, and then it's hard when your number one guy is being dominated by the opposition number one guy. I think it was. Was it late on in the game? Because he played out the entire game but got caught on the concussion test post game, which is very unfortunate. As someone who's going to this game, I would have loved to see Tom Lynch play because it would have made it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But I struggle to see Richmond winning this without Tom Lynch. I just struggle to see where they get the goals from because McKelty Lafau's back into the team, or back into playing. But McKelty Lafau,
right? You said that very quickly.
Sorry, McKelty Lafau. If that's even
yeah.
I'm probably butchering it. I apologise. He played for them last year, did his ACL, unfortunately, but has come back, played in the twos last week on the wing. So I don't know if that will impact team selection this week. But I think without Lynch, it's going to be hard to see Richmond win this game, unfortunately.
Yep. I'll tip the Bombers. My man Ben Mackay back in form last week.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Played well.
Yeah. What? Hold on. What?
Ben Mackay.
Yeah.
Fantasy points.
Yeah, fantasy points. Famously, yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, Joe, yes, I did rate Mark Murphy as a footballer. He's exactly what our midfielders today don't have. Poise under pressure and a smart kick inside 50 to a leading forward. Yeah.
Nice. He was a better footballer than Mark Murphy or Scott Pendlebury.
Pendles.
Interesting.
Yeah. The thing with Murph, he had a very short peak because he was hindered by injuries.
It was one injury that cost him. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just led to a series of more.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And we tried to play him like Cripps when he wasn't Cripps.
But we also needed a Cripps. But we didn't have a Cripps.
Well, we had Judd.
After Judd.
Yeah, when he was captain. True.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Ben Mackay played really well. He played really well in their 91 point loss.
91 point loss. Hey, it's not his fault that his midfielders weren't accountable, mate.
Yeah, because the key forwards for the Dogs only kicked. They only kicked the 5 goals between them. Yeah.
Mate, who was on Bailey Dale? How do you let a man have 49?
No one. That's the point. No one was on Bailey Dale.
How does it happen in the modern game?
Dude, his stat line is so funny because hold on. So he got 49 touches, laid 1 tackle. Love that. 3 contested possessions.
Wow.
3. Only 5 rebound 50s, which is bizarre. Because I mean, to be fair, like I don't think the ball was in the defensive 50 to be rebounded anyway. And 11 scoring involvements. Just is that like the worst 49 possession game of all time?
Oh, I think anytime you get 49, you get 49.
Yeah, but 1 goal assist from 49 touches. That's impressive.
Yeah, man. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, true. Death by 49 cuts.
Death by 49 cuts. So I'm tipping Essendon. Let's move along.
Who did I tip? I can't remember.
You're going to tip Essendon as well, for sure.
Nah, Richmond. Fuck it.
You don't have the guts to tip Richmond. You're tipping Richmond?
Yeah.
You have the guts to tip Richmond.
Even though I literally said 40 seconds ago that I can't see them winning without Lynch. But you know what? It's a fat game and it's fine.
Okay. 12:35 p.m.
Horrendous time slot. Horrendous.
How?
So bad.
How's it a bad time slot?
It's Saturday. Let me sleep in. Let me enjoy. Let me get up. Let me just chill out. Now I'm rush. Got to wake up early. Got to get to the game. Traffic.
Who are you? What time do you want to get up? What time do you want to get up on a game day? As if you can sleep in.
That's the best part. That's the best part of waking up on a Saturday, knowing that you've got a 4:35 game, so you can sleep in, get out of bed at 11, roll onto the couch, watch the early game, have a shower, get changed, roll in nice and early. You got time on your side. Now it's like got to be up, ready to go. After a long week of work, yeah.
You work, yeah?
Yeah.
So like, you know what it's like to wake up and go to something.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it when I don't have to.
Why can't you just sleep in on Sunday? And what time do you want to sleep in until on Saturday? What time do you sleep into on Saturday?
If I'm not doing anything in the early afternoon on a weekend,
Yeah.
I'll get out of bed at like 11:30.
Okay. So do you think I could dial you back until 10:30?
Because what's the point?
Let's be honest. You wake up at 10:30 and you doom scroll.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you get to the footy when you go?
By automobile.
Okay. You drive in and you park somewhere?
Yep.
Okay. So like, do you always wake up at 11:30 on a Saturday, or is that your thing for the weekend?
No, because more often than not, I do things, but when I don't do things,
Okay. So this time you have a game at 12:35 to get to
yeah, I know, but it's annoying. Like it's annoying.
with a fucking violin.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
man!
leave.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I do. Oh, the comments underneath me. That's cool. I do my best work. Yeah, I am getting roasted. I know. I'm a night owl. All right. Some people just aren't built for the mornings. It's fine. It is what it is.
Mate,
What's the problem?
12:35 on a fucking weekend. Yeah, it's just so family friendly. So family friendly.
If the family doesn't participate in local sport, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is very true. You just can't win.
No, you can't.
Although you can. 3:20 p.m. on a Saturday, you can win. That's the that's the slot.
Yeah, 3:20 on it. Yeah, I mean that's not even a time slot, but if it was a time slot, yeah, that's the best. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm being partly facetious as well, by the way.
Okay. So, okay, we're gonna get you out of bed early, because Saturday mornings. I almost guarantee you'll be up 9 a.m. at the latest.
Nah, no way. On a Saturday, yeah, no chance.
Okay, 9:30.
Nah, yeah, you're dreaming. Absolutely
It's
dreaming.
game day, bro. What do you mean?
I flew to Sydney for these people last week, and they did that to me. Do you think I have any enthusiasm anymore?
Yeah, but it's different.
I'm dreading game day. If anything, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
want
fair.
to sleep into like the last moment.
Fair. Fair. Hey, chat, can we just get a pulse check? How are you feeling about this game? It's so weird. I did my preview today, and so last week I was hopeful, not confident. This week I'm confident, not hopeful, but I'm like 55% confident, 45% hopeful. It's not like ultimate confidence. The only reason I have confidence is because this would be typical. That's where it comes from.
Sorry, yeah, Matt's comment. I bet it was a late flight to Sydney. That's really funny. It actually wasn't. It actually wasn't. I flew up. I get this right. I flew up at 8 a.m. on the Friday and then flew up at 8 a.m. on the Saturday. So there you go. So it turns out I can do it. Yeah, you were. So you were hopeful this week, confident last week. What was the?
No, you weren't listening as per.
No,
I was.
I wasn't. I was literally the comment. I was pissing myself with the comment.
Okay, great. Anyway, I have a weird confidence about this game.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, spoiler it. I've tipped us. I think it comes from the fact that I think with the way that you kind of branded the preview this week as Rebound FC, I did like that. I think we are a team that responds, especially now where we tend to start games well this season, probably more than any. I think we've won 8 first quarters this season, something along those lines. So we do tend to start games well as it is, and I think coming off a disappointing loss, we get that emotional kind of push to start games even better. So I do understand the confidence as to why you think we'll win. I also think we'll win despite my affinity towards the Giants. It just seems like one of those games that we just get it done. I mean, we got it done last year despite the Giants being top of the table when we played them. Got it done in 2023, which was our final win of that year. No, 2022. Sorry. So yeah, I do agree that I do share your confidence, I should say.
Yeah. I want to share my screen. Joe, who is a better captain, aka a leader, not a player, Cripps or Murphy? Cripps, I guess.
Cripps, yeah, I was going to say Cripps.
Yeah.
Although Murphy very underrated for what he did in the period of time in which he did.
Yeah. Because I think that conversation is going to be flawed because everyone's going to be like, "Oh, well, we were losing when Murphy was playing, but Murphy captained the club in like its worst period and wore the brunt of it,
and could have jumped ship and left at any available opportunity." Didn't.
Yeah. So anyway, but at the end of the day, we don't have a flag, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Who cares?
Hang on, let me just get rid of this for a sec. So I just want to bring your attention to the GWS midfield because I think their defenders are like far just as good as what our defenders are, maybe better. Whatever your opinion is, like cool, no worries. So Ward or Callahan's not going to play.
No.
Ward, someone where Bedford, Green, Cody Angove might go through there. Like, I don't want to get overconfident because last week we said, oh, the Swans were banged up. But if we can't win this midfield battle, then Sejaceto, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, totally agree.
I don't think the Giants have that Warner, Heaney type in the midfield that we go in saying we need to stop these players because they always burn us. I would say the players that always burn us from the Giants, Brent Daniels, Josh Kelly, these types.
Yeah,
Daniels is not back. Daniels is not back. No.
The Giants won't have any big inclusions. I looked at the injury list last night. They'll be without Stringer, Daniels, Kelly, Canelio, Callahan.
Yeah.
That's 5 of their top 10 players right there. So, yeah, I do agree. I think the Giants obviously build. It's not going to be a. It won't. I don't think. I totally agree with what you just said. I don't think it's going to play a massive part of the game as what a lot of people think because the Giants play a system that doesn't rely on their midfield. So it's not as if we're coming into this game with no Cripps, Hewitt, and Walsh, for example, and then our number one kind of route to victory is decimated. So I think their back half game is obviously very strong when it gets going, and I think their forward half game, when they can apply pressure in the areas that they can, is also very strong. But after every goal, at the start of every quarter, the ball starts in the middle. If we get first use, which we should, I think we can do what we're good at better than what they can do what they're good at, if that makes sense.
Sorry, I need to just talk to the chat. Canelio and Brent Daniels are a test to play. What am I missing here? This was the injury list from yesterday. Brent Daniels, 3 to 4 weeks. Am I missing something? Brent Daniels is making progress in his return and will increase his running and training load this week. Canelio will consult a specialist this week after struggling to meet his training reload demands last week. What are you guys talking about? You guys didn't watch the preview today. You know how I know that? Because I put this injury list on the preview. That's how I know you didn't watch the preview. Joe, Jay Baggers. Actually, Jay Baggers, you commented on the preview, I think. What are you doing? Damien, you didn't watch the preview. What's this about? What is this about? Now you want to come and spread disinformation? Come on, lads. Misinformation. Sorry, my bad. What's that about? Go on. I don't see replies to what I'm saying. Type.
In fairness, I was hearing rumors that I think I was hearing rumors that Canelio could potentially be back, but
from who?
I don't know. I'm just trying to defend him.
I mean, if it said 1 to 2 weeks, I thought, okay, maybe.
Since when you're trusting your reports from every
fair. No, that's a fair comment, but I mean, 4 weeks and playing on Saturday is a bit, you know. You know, if they said test or TBA or TBC, like fair, that's fair enough. yes, Cowan was initially 3 to 4 weeks, but the week of him coming back in the team, did it say 3 to 4 weeks? Or did that Tuesday he get upgraded to a test? Just like Fantasia is all of a sudden upgraded to a test. So, anyway.
I have a question for me. If you were the list manager and you had to pick three between for a point of difference, Sid Draper or Jack Smith, I'm still picking Jack Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like his ball winning, as in like his accumulation ability in the draft. That's what's fun.
While we're here, I just want to show a few other little bits and pieces. Article on Hudson O'Keefe on the Carlton website. Is it a sign?
Oh god, there was also an article on. There's also a bit on Jim Carter as well. So is he going to go back in there? Yeah.
No, he won't be. He won't be back.
Okay, so.
But that was more about his return. Like this is like a feature article on building.
No. I don't see why we would.
Yeah. Let me just take you to the Carlton injury list. This is the state of Carlton. It actually looks worse than what it really is.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So
because a lot of them are impact.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are obviously a test to play this week. Of these 5, who do you think would actually come in?
Of those 5,
yeah.
Conservatively, I say Akers. Conservatively, I say Akers and De Koning.
Okay.
Because they're the only 2 non-soft issues. I don't think Silvani will play.
Okay.
And I don't think. I mean, Fantasia's been apparently in full training for 3 weeks. So if he's been in full training for 3 weeks, he should play. And then Fogarty, if he's fine, he's fine. I play him.
I would genuinely bring 4 of these 5 in.
So keep Silvani in, or does he include in that?
I have no information. I just get a feel like this is a don't risk him.
Yeah.
Be conservative with him. Jay Baggers, what are we at? Hang on. Cowan was initially 3 or 4 weeks. But the week he played, he was upgraded on the Tuesday. What was your question, Ari?
Is that you answered it with Silvani. You reckon he doesn't play?
Yeah, so I'd bring Akers, Fogarty, De Koning, and Fantasia in.
Yep. I think what they're doing with Zach is very smart. Give him the fortnight. Let him come back in fully fit. Very unlucky with Jordan and his concussion. I mean,
shocking. I also like what they're doing with Zach Williams.
Yeah, totally agree.
But also, there's going to come a point where it's like, play him. If he continues to break down.
Look, I love Zach. I love him so much. He's actually bordering on one of my favorite players.
Really?
Yeah. Are we in a position where it's like one more and we just can't do it anymore?
We really need to see 10 straight games.
We do. Because he improves us so much, and he's super talented.
He does, but it's getting into Jack Martin type conversation, Dave Cunningham type conversation.
Yep. No,
it's just getting into that. It's like talent undeniable, good human being undeniable, availability deniable, and yeah. So, now just to continue on that conversation, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would say won't be on the injury report next week.
No, yeah, they won't.
So you remove 5, and then
Jordan, Boyd the week after, so he'll probably be a test. I mean, actually, no, we have the bye, so he'll be off at the week after because he'll be able to play the week after that. So that's fine.
That's true.
I mean,
Williams will be off of this by the time we play our next game. Think. Yep. Okay. And Cowan will also be off this list by the time we play Essendon.
all going well, yeah.
And let's just be conservative. They did say round 13, 14. Let's just say Cottrell stays. So, yeah.
4 and then 3 unfortunate season enders. That what can you do?
But gee, Nick Newman. Oh,
He's back. He's so coming back.
he's so coming back.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
Yeah, the injury list looks heaps worse than what it is now. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. So if the Blues go into this by winning, they'll be 5 and 6. If they go in losing, they'll be 4 and 7.
Man, we so needed to win on Friday.
We did need to win on Friday, and that's
Bro,
why
the outlook would look so much better. Oh my god.
Yeah, this brings us back to before the St Kilda game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's one step forward, one step forward, one step backwards. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this is that, 4 and 7 is like gross, like really like, oh, what are you doing? 5 and 6 is disappointing, but you cooked it at the start of the season, but it's not completely doom and gloom.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And that's why the Sydney, like if we just won on Friday, we could have gone into this game 6 and 5. If we win on Saturday, we're 6 and 5. And then it's like, we're back. We're fine.
What do you think they're doing? Like, what are they doing?
I thought the splash of cold water had already happened, but clearly not. Clearly they needed another wake up call. And maybe they'll need more. Who knows? But
Do you know
no, don't say we lose this week, don't.
No. You know what my
Essendon?
Yeah, you know what my like subconscious fear is? We'll win this one. And we'll have that not positive going into the bye, but not as disastrous as what it was 0-4. And, room for improvement, get some soldiers back. Like, you know what, boys? The fixtures looks good coming out of the bye. We're going to win a couple in a row. Get in a roll. Let's go. And it's just Essendon. They draft Liam McMahon in the mid-season draft. I just can't help. I don't want it to happen, but I can't help but feel like they got one more like venomous, villainous performance before they click.
Would you rather that happen this week? I'd rather it happen this week.
Would I rather? I'd rather it not happen at all. I'd rather it already happen.
I genuinely, my heart, my gut. I think this is what my gut's telling me. I think my gut's telling me that Friday night was the last of it. I think, I don't know, because I said this to you before the show, and I said it kind of half sarcastically, but the stat holds up. Carlton have been leading for the third longest amount of time in comparison to every other team this season. The only two teams that have been leading for a longer period of every game this season are Adelaide and Collingwood. So does that tell you anything of the fact that we're actually doing a lot right? We are
doing a lot right. We are doing a lot right.
So that's why I'm saying it's like it can't be far off. Is this just insane copium? I think it is.
Yeah, man. It's actually like
surely we can't be far off. If
it's
we have
that shittery.
So like we've been leading for the longest amount of time. It's the third longest amount of time this season. We've won 8 first quarters this season. We've won as many last quarters as Collingwood and Brisbane. These are things I said to you pre-show as a little bit of a joke, but I think they do hold up. The glaring stat there is the third quarters. We've got, I think, the worst third quarter record in the league. I think we've only won 2 or 3 of our third quarters this season. So it feels like, unlike 2023, and what am I doing? Let's just do it. In 2023, it felt like we were. What the fuck are we doing? In 2023, we were always chasing. In that period where we were horrendous, we were always chasing. So the Collingwood game, we were down by 5 goals and chasing. The Bombers game, we were chasing. The Sydney game, we were chasing. The Melbourne game, we were chasing. Whatever, right? Whereas now it feels like the opposite. Like in 2023, it felt like we were doing a lot bad, but the things we were doing well, we were doing really well. And now it feels like it's the opposite. It feels like we're doing a lot right, and our bad and when we're shit, we're really bad. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. So this is the stat that I want to bring your attention to. This is scary. So this one here, scoring shots per inside 50. Right? We go at 40.9%. So per inside 50, we get we get a scoring shot 40.9% of the time. In 2018, when we won 2 games, this number was, I believe, 42.6%.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go.
We get a lot of inside 50s, 55 plus of them. We take 11 marks on average per game inside 50, yet we can only score 40% of the time from them. So it's a cleanup job. It's a cleanup job. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We're doing a lot right. We are. On Friday night, we had 20 inside 50s in the first quarter. Comparison to 9, and we went up only 6 points in front.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just bizarre, man. Honestly, it's winning the ball, being hard at the football, the fundamentals of the game, winning the football at the source. It's there. It's good enough. But using the ball at a championship rate is just so far off. It's the worst in the league, I believe.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if it's worse than, who cares if it's worse? If it's the worst in the league, it's the worst. It's worse than what we were doing in 2018, which is a lot. Yeah, 7 AFL released a stat about every team's best kick inside 50 across, per team. So the way they calculated that was every player's kick, so minimum of 20 kicks inside 50, and the percentage of which those kicks are retained.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Cripps was our leader. I think it was something like 60-odd%. Is that in any way concerning? Considering when I think of that stat, in an ideal world, that stat is led by Walsh, and then those type of players, Walsh, Elijah Hollands, Zach Williams if he's fit, these types, not your ball winner. You know what I mean?
Yep. So, yep. Having said all that, I think the Blues will win. I'll be tipping them.
Yeah, I'll be tipping them as well. Through not through a lot of confidence, but through more fear of the fact that if we do lose, doctor.
We were 4-9 in 2023, by the way.
4-8-1, but yeah, I get your point.
Sorry, 4-8-1. You're right. Sorry, 4-8-1. 4-8-1.
We are 2 points worse off. We're 2 points
better.
No, we're 2 points worse off than Brisbane were last year at this stage.
Right. Okay. Baggers. Then MCG. I think, look, Carlton GWS is must-watch television because we're all going to be watching. I think this is another one. Must-watch television blockbuster at the MCG. Hawthorn, Brisbane.
Can I quickly just add before that? Thursday night, Friday night, all of Saturday, and then Sunday 3:20, all at Melbourne. All games that could be very good for different reasons. There's a thought. If anyone wants to do a mini gather around, there you go.
Yeah. Are you suspect on the Hawks and who they've played?
Well, that was the rhetoric in the middle of the week from one of the footy shows, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm just asking. I'm asking you. What do you think?
I think it holds up. But to be fair, you can only beat what's in front of you. But I think it's also the teams that you have to look at the teams that they've lost to as opposed to the teams that they've beaten. So they lost to Port in just horrendous fashion, which you don't really expect from a side who seem to have got things under control. They lost to the Suns, so that was disappointing. And then obviously they lost to the Cats. So they've lost to two top six sides in Port who, I mean, we'll touch on Port when we get to them. So I think their losses probably show where they're at a little bit more than who they've beaten. I think they're a side that's between fourth and they're a bottom half of the outside as things stand right now.
Yeah, I'm not suspect of them. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a top 4 team when it's all said and done, but I think they're a good team.
Yeah. It's not a diss to call. It's not a diss to call a side who are 0-5 and in the middle of a 10-year rebuild, as Montagna called it in the middle of last year. It's not a diss to call them a bottom half of the 8 side only.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Not at all. I think they're good. I think they're good. I respect them. I just, yeah. The Lions, I still can't really believe that they lost last week.
Yeah, it was not. I was going to say it was 1 quarter of madness. It wasn't even that. It felt like 15 minutes of madness from them, where the D's just got on top of them and ran over the top of them.
Well, it's really evened out the competition. Like,
yeah, totally.
Really.
Totally.
Let me just show you. Let me just share my screen and show you the state. I'm getting roasted for this, by the way, every day, but whatever.
I mean, it doesn't help that Brisbane's. It seemed like Brisbane's tactic at the half of the last quarter was let's kick it on the head of the tallest and baldest bloke on the ground, and he took 3 intercept marks in the last 5 minutes of the game, so it doesn't help.
Well, Melbourne winning last week and Brisbane losing. Like, I mean, at the top, it's very sort of. There's a couple of teams there at the top, but honestly, from 5th to 15th, it's 2 games. Like, it's incredibly even right now.
Yeah, totally. I think there's a clear gap in quality between the teams, though. But in terms of numbers on the board and points on the board, yeah, it is only 2 games. So you can't. Yeah. No, I agree.
I reckon the Brisbane Lions will go to the MCG and lock in.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I think the Hawks need a scalp. I think they're going to get it this week.
You tipping the Hawks?
Yeah, I just think I think the Lions are just in that position where they're just doing what they need to do. If they lose,
they know they're good enough.
Yeah, they know they're good enough. It feels like they have the ability to switch on and off, which is a positive and a negative. But I think when they do need to fire up, they know what to do and they know how to do it.
Fair enough. John, very angry tonight, mate. Very, very angry. You know what I find interesting about angry Carlton supporters? You don't have to be here.
Like, no, don't say that. No. Tune in, subscribe, like, share.
No, but like if it's making you more angry, tune out. It's okay. Don't worry.
But also don't tune
no, as in like, you know, I want people to be like, I want people to enjoy the show. But like it's like people want to come here and maybe they enjoy being angry at the club. Yeah, I get it. You're stating facts. We also are stating facts. Are we just going to repeat the facts in a cycle of fact repeating? We're not a bottom 3 team. Not yet.
Yeah, maybe. We were.
Yeah.
Not anymore though.
So look, John, I just want to make sure that you're enjoying yourself, mate, because it just seems like you're a bit angry. Ari's out here yawning, mate.
Mate, it's because I had to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning today. I'm tired.
Oh, you really know how to put a target on yourself.
I actually woke up at 8:30.
You woke up at 8:30?
Yeah.
No, John, you're not getting attacked. I'm looking out for your well-being. I know. I noticed a couple, like 3, 4, machine gun, what I thought were angry comments, and I thought, well, hang on, John, just chill, mate. Like, I know we suck. Anyway, I'm tipping Brisbane, you're tipping Hawthorn. Let's move along. Did you watch Footy Abroad last night?
Yeah, I did.
Luke is calling this a banana peel game for the Pies.
Oh, come off it.
There's no chance North win this game?
Nah. I'd love if they did, genuinely. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst result in the world. I wouldn't say I'd love it.
Is there
But,
any chance North win?
Yeah, because of how even the competition there is. But I also think if both teams play the way that they played last week, Collingwood would win this by quite a considerable margin, I think.
Right.
But maybe it's
I'm
just a lot
also
about
tipping-
Richmond, the fact that what they did against North. But
Maybe. I'll tip Collingwood.
shout out Toby Pink. He played well.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Didn't see commentary. There was a little bit of it, but not enough. When Paul Curtis got suspended, the game was dead. The chase down tackle was dead. The game's cooked. Toby Pink executes the perfect chase down tackle. Minimal praise. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah. You're right. You obviously had
See?
Tom Brown last week. Did the same.
Yep.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
So is the chase down tackle dead?
no, I never said it was.
Can we see why Toby Pink's chase down tackle was better than Paul Curtis's one?
Yeah, probably.
Ah, great. Is the game dead?
No.
Oh. Anyway.
God, okay. You're right there? Do you know
I'm right. I just like to call out the hypocrisy of the commentary.
Fair.
Not from you, but just
yeah.
in general.
Fair. Shout out Cam Zoha. Apparently he played the game with a burst of blood vessel in his foot and had to wear a size 15 shoe on one of his feet, and ended up kicking 4 goals. So, come on.
Yeah, shout out Cam Zoha. Also cooks a mean steak.
Yeah. Shout out Finbar Maley as well, the moose.
Yeah.
Oh. Why is that funny?
The moose.
That's what he's called.
The moose is great.
Yeah, it's because he gets big when he plays basketball. His layup, apparently, when he goes for a layup, he gets big for his layup.
The moose is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
apparently that's the reason.
Shout out Finbar Maley. The moose.
Shout out Finbar. Alpin boy.
Yeah.
So respect the Northeast and all that.
Yeah.
There's Wim Hof apparently.
Oh dear.
We fucking lost the plot.
Yeah. Chris Dubbs, thank you, mate. Thanks for being here. All right, let's move along. Optus Stadium, Fremantle, Port Adelaide, 8:10 p.m.
Also,
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, go. No, I was going to say, if we want to back up so briefly, I'm just going to divulge again. 2 games at Marvel on a Saturday. Thoughts on Marvel doubleheaders or like stadium doubleheaders on the same day? Who cares? Great, awesome. Thank you for participating in that conversation.
Oh, is it really a debatable topic?
Oh, that's a bit weird. 2 games at Marvel, like at least do it at the G.
But there's a game at the G.
Yeah, but there's also a game at Marvel.
Do you mean do the first game at the G and the third game at the G on the Saturday?
Yeah.
So like 12:35 at the G, 7:35 at the G.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Fremantle, Port Adelaide, Optus Stadium, 8:10 p.m. Pommy summed this up perfectly.
Your boys.
My boys. Pommy summed this up perfectly. He said it would be the most Freo thing to lose this game, and it would be the most Port Adelaide thing to win this game. Do you agree?
Yeah. No, I don't think it'd be. Wait, what did Freo? Yeah, no, it would be. Yeah, it would be because Freo won pretty convincingly last week. So yeah, it does track.
Yeah, like they look like they got their mojo back. Found some form, bit of criticism, responded, got the win. Port deplorable.
What's going on?
Sack 10.
Are you willing to admit the succession plan hasn't worked?
What do you mean? Am I willing to admit? Have I refused to admit it?
You strongly debated at the start of this year that
What-
it was going
remind me what-
to galvanize the group because they know that they've got one more year, so they're going to give it their all for Ken. And God, boy, aren't they giving it their all?
Well, they're really digging their toes in for Kenny.
They're really putting their head over the pillow.
Oh wow, really doing what they can to like make sure Kenny goes out on a high.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. I don't know. Can I still say we'll judge it at the end of the season?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can literally do whatever you want, so that's fine.
But like, it's not looking good, bro.
No, it's not. Thoughts on Carlton? Apparently after Miles Bergman.
Carlton are after Miles Bergman.
Yeah,
good player.
Give him Fantasia and Evans. We'll just do some like more recycling.
Yeah, good player, Miles Bergman. I do rate him. Not the type that I think we need personally.
Huh? Really?
Not really.
Huh.
No. Where would you play him? Like who would he replace? I mean, I guess he would definitely replace some of these 28-plus-year-olds that play in the team, particularly in the back half. But like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is a good target because he's not like a big name.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think we don't. Like, I think we do. I wouldn't say we need him, but I think it'd be a handy addition. I don't know.
Do you know who we need? Tell you who we need. Brent Daniels.
Oh my God, nothing. No, with Darcy Jones is better. The kid with the lid. Shout out Darcy Jones.
No. Brent Daniels is him. He is the Jamie Cripps of this generation.
No, it's not. Jamie Cripps kicked goals. Brent Daniels is your 23. He touches 7 tackles sort of operator.
But he sets up goals.
Yeah, but Jamie Cripps kicks them.
Yeah, but we have forwards to kick them.
Like who?
Like Harry and Charlie. Hey, do you know Harry's kicked 9 goals this year?
Is that what? Yeah. From like 4 games.
6.
No. Yeah. I still think he's very good. I won't hear anything.
Yeah, so do I. Just not enough goals. Okay. Sorry. Are you tipping? Are you saying that you're going to tip Port? Are you getting on with my boys this week?
Did I? Who did I tip? Harry's won 2 games off his own boot this year, by the way. I just want to get that out there. That's half of our games we've won this year. No, I tipped Freo.
You tip Freo? I will tip Port.
Okay, great.
It's a bad tip, isn't it?
Man, you do what you want.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Sunday. Adelaide, West Coast. Adelaide Oval, 1:10 p.m. Are we going to take too much time talking about this game?
Yeah. Let's analyze.
Okay.
Adelaide will win.
Adelaide will win.
Yep.
3:20 p.m. MCG Sunday. Melbourne, Sydney at the MCG. Sydney.
So this is a game which I actually think is good because both teams are coming off good wins. Mm-hmm. Both teams, they win. All of a sudden, their season's got a new outlook. All of a sudden, they're back in it. Like especially the D's. The D's win. The D's are. I think the D's are top 3 if the from round 5 onwards. So they're performing very well. Yeah. Sure.
So Melbourne could rise to 13th. Sydney could rise to 11th with a win. Ish. Give or take.
Percentage. But also that would mean that they're only a game outside of the top 8.
Yeah. Yep. So very interesting.
The Brody Grundy Cup.
Sorry?
The Brody Grundy Cup.
The Brody Grundy Cup. Is he back in form, or did Carlton just make him look like the best version of him?
I think it's probably the latter. We do that. He did also play well against the Bombers the week before, to be fair. So I don't think
he did.
I think he's playing right. I think he's doing well.
I think we helped him believe that he's still the best ruck in the comp.
Yeah, I mean he's not, but it's good if he believes that he is.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he is either. But I think Carlton have this amazing ability to lift up their opponents and make them believe again and remember who they are.
We're so generous,
their
aren't we?
best.
I don't know why people hate us.
Honestly, yeah, true. Why do people hate us? We allow other teams to be their absolute best.
Yeah, I actually, you know, I really like Essendon because they provided me a source of entertainment on a weekly basis for 9 months of the year. So I don't have any reason to hate them.
Who are you tipping?
The D's.
Yeah, I'm going to tip the D's as well.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm going to read the run sheet out. So Ari's been very, very chirpy at every time he writes the run sheet for the St Kilda game. And he always is like, oh, we don't care. Why do we care? So the first comment here about St Kilda Gold Coast Sunday 4:40 is now do you see why I don't care about the Saints? Gee, they were woeful, the Saints.
Oh, it was typical. It was
typical.
It was just set them up to knock them down sort of operation. It was the biggest alley-oop in the history of football.
Absolutely typical St Kilda.
That was certainly a watch on Sunday night. Sunday night? Yeah, it was. Yeah. I tipped West Coast, by the way. I just want everyone. I tipped West Coast last week. Just let's get everyone.
You did tip West Coast last week. Well done.
And I know what you know about it. So yeah, look. Need I say more? In saying all of this, St Kilda will win.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. I agree. It would be typical St Kilda to win this game. Also, Suns aren't good at Marvel.
No, they beat the Bombers there last year, famously. But yeah, I tend to agree that they don't have a good history here. Or there, I should say.
Luke Sayers parody account, I think. On Jake's Saints podcast after we beat them, they were laughing about how we lost the Tigers. Karma's real. Karma is real. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Can you read?
Go on, mate. No, you brought it up.
No, I'm asking, can you read Greek?
Depends.
No, like I'm not asking you to read this comment. I'm saying in general.
I'm not.
Oh, really?
Not really.
Oh.
No.
This says me gemaki. But what does that mean?
That means she's gone to bed for it, I think. I don't know.
Okay, maybe.
I don't know. God, this is bad.
I can read. You can translate what I'm reading, but we both don't actually know what is being said.
Well, I don't know how to read because I can understand it if it's spoken to me. I think that's the main thing.
I can phonetically read, but I don't actually understand what the words all mean when I read them. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't have either of those down.
There you go. I'm tipping Saints. You're tipping Saints. Happy days.
Yeah. Good stuff. Anything else to add?
No show next week?
Footy still happening?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, fine. We'll do a show next Wednesday.
Oh, hey, don't be too... Okay. No, that's all right. If I'm just that... Okay. That's all right. All good, bro. No stress. No stress. All good. That's all right.
You're right. I'm looking too far ahead. There will be this show next Wednesday. There will be no teams show next Thursday. Wow, I'm going to have a Thursday night free for the first time in a while. Great.
Exactly. You can put all of your energy into this. You can just come into this show ready to go.
I thought I brought energy to this show.
Yeah, no, I thought this has been one of our better ones, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think we've been on. We've been good today.
Yeah. I don't want to retire this show for what it's worth. Listen here, Mr. Sayers, mate. When I start something, I need to see it through. So,
hey, why haven't you tweeted recently, Luke?
Sorry? Oh, yeah.
Did you forget the partner or something?
Can you believe that's still what happened at the start of the year?
Yeah, not really.
When do you think? Sorry, do you think there will be a time where we as Carlton supporters watch the team, embrace the team, and do you think we're going to be watching the Carlton Football Club at one point in our lives where we're like, gee, we're so professional. Oh, gee, you just know what you're going to get from the boys. And it's going to last for like seasons, plural?
Well, like Geelong.
Even like for 2 years?
Yeah. Because yeah, I think so.
Really?
Because every side's had that for a period of time in their lives.
I guess so.
Probably apart from like the Saints. But to be fair, they made back-to-back grand finals twice within a decade and a half of each other. So
Well, they really sucked us in. I thought when they made the prelim and then started the next season so strongly, I'm like, wow, we're in the era of the Blues being good, reliably good. And
what happened at the start of 24?
Start of 24? We just grinded wins. We didn't lose those Western Bulldogs type games. Like we beat Freo in Gather Round. We grinded it out. We weren't convincing. We're grinding wins against better teams. Yeah, we were 4-0. We didn't let a losing streak happen. We just kept going. You know what? Let's. I bet I just show you what happened.
Our worst we got to was two losses in a row. We were 1-4 in a month. That was our worst, and then we're out of the 8, and then we won 5 in a row.
I'll tell you exactly what happened, bro. Oh, you know what happened? We beat Brisbane at Gather Round.
Yeah, no, opening round. Yeah,
opening round. Sorry, not Gather Round. Yeah, scraped against the Tigs, but this is big. This is just confidence.
That was what a win. I wonder who won us that game.
Unbelievable. Richmond scraped through. And we smashed North, scraped through. Sam Berry at Marvel Stadium.
See this. Okay, so actually, you know how you were saying, are we ever going to get to a point where we're a professional team? 5 minutes after that game against Adelaide, I was like, nah, it's all right. And I reckon that was a moment where I was like, hold on, we were just 3 goals up halfway through the last quarter, and we lost at home to an interstate side who hadn't won so far this season, with a kick with a minute to go. And I'm sitting here 5 minutes after the siren being like, it's okay, we'll be fine. Like, that was a moment where I was like, fuck, maybe we have turned the corner.
That's because we had beaten Brisbane away. And so we start off with like, who says it here? Aura. It had aura about it.
Yep.
Beat the Giants at Marvel. Lost to the Cats. There was a bit of angst here.
Well, that was when Vosky lost.
But then grinded out. Yep. We grinded out the game against Melbourne in the wet.
Petrarca and
Punta. Okay. Yeah, he did. Then we got belted at the SCG. I believe this was the kind of the beginning of the end-ish, but we may have some good wins here. Oh, okay, maybe not, because we had good wins
5
here.
in a row.
True. But this was the first time, the Sydney game was the first time the whole, we have no speed, like really took off.
Yeah, but then we won 5 in a row.
5 in a row. Yeah. Good win. Good win away. Professional win against the Bombers. Best win of, the year against Geelong. Did the job. But, oh, wow. Here. Wheels fell off here.
Even if we just win one of those, if we're 2-2 in that patch, we're fine. All we have to do is win one of those games, apart from the North game.
Yeah. It's this one that hurts a lot. I mean, these two really, the way they played in Cripps' 200th just stings.
Started well that game.
Anyway, enough. Khalas. Do you know what khalas means?
Well, indulge me.
It's like enough. Stop, like the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gents, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Biased Footy Show. Ari, thanks for being here, mate.
One of our better ones, I'd say.
Yeah, I think we're up and about.
Got real rogue in some certain areas there, but
Yeah.
good.
Have a good night, mate.
Likewise. See you, everyone.
Go Blues.